Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. US Open 2025 live updates. Women's final latest ahead of Amanda Anisimova versus Aryna Sabalenka. US Open Women's Singles Final latest. Champion Aryna Sabalenka 1 faces American Amanda Anisimova 8 in today's US Open Women's Singles Final. Britt Skupski/Salisbury 6 are facing Granollers/Zeballos 5 in the men's doubles final on Arthur Ashe. Then world number 1 Sabalenka, who has reached 2 Grand Slam finals this year, faces a home hope in Anisimova 8. She reached her first Grand Slam final at Wimbledon in July before being thrashed 6-0 by IJ Swiatek, who she beat in the quarters here. Starts 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. British Summer Time. Watch ESPN US, Sky UK. Stream Fubo, watch now, free trial. Share your views. Live at theathletic.com. Listen to the Tennis Podcast here. The Athletic is delighted to have the Tennis Podcast with the brilliant Catherine Whitaker, David Law, and Matt Roberts under its audio stable. On the latest episode here, and watchable on YouTube below, the team review the men's semifinal and look ahead to the women's final today. On the previous episode, available via the same link, they discuss how Anisimova pulled off her comeback against Naomi Osaka despite not finding her best tennis until deep into the second set. How on earth has Anisimova turned a double bagel loss in a Wimbledon final into a fortifying experience? And did champion Aryna Sabalenka's win against Jessica Pegula come down to one sloppy service game? Taylor Townsend and Katerina Siniakova entered the US Open Women's Doubles final having not dropped a set. The top seed was poised to win a second Grand Slam of 2025 at Townsend's home major. Gabriela Dabrowski and Erin Routliffe had other ideas, beating Townsend and Siniakova 6-4. In December, Dabrowski revealed she played through a breast cancer diagnosis and treatment during 2024. Having gone through so much, the perspective I found was that I get to play tennis. Dabrowski told reporters earlier in the tournament, "I could retire tomorrow and be very happy with my career and my friendships I've built throughout the years. So I'm really good inside as a person now." For Townsend, the result ends a challenging and memorable US Open after a first-week altercation in which Yelena Ostapenko told Townsend, who is black, that she had no class. Townsend said after the final, "It can be overwhelming when you want to win so badly, but ultimately, I feel like I've already won no matter the result. So we gave it everything, and that's all that matters. We'll have other shots." This was the afternoon Carlos Alcaraz had been working toward for 8 months. Facing the greatest player of the modern era, Alcaraz outmuscled and outmettled Novak Djokovic on a hard court for the first time in his career. For Alcaraz, the win was both decisive and tight all at once. The larger question for Djokovic? Whether or not he is content to beat everyone in a Grand Slam, except the 2 best players in the world. They are 22 and 24 and seemingly aren't going anywhere. They appear to be an insurmountable obstacle, unlike anything he has confronted in his career. After 126 matches, the US Open men's singles will finish with the one the tournament has been waiting for. For the 3rd time in a row at a Grand Slam, Jannik Sinner, 24, and Carlos Alcaraz, 22, will contest the final. It is the first time in the Open era of tennis that 2 players have played 3 consecutive major finals against each other in the same year. Judging by their form in New York, it's no surprise. Sinner and Alcaraz have dropped 2 sets between them all tournament. Sinner has been broken 4 times, Alcaraz twice. They could both lose more sets against one another Sunday than they have done in their other 6 matches combined. These remarkable numbers bear witness to what becomes obvious with every passing tournament. The rest of the field combined can't get close to what Sinner and Alcaraz can do to each other as individuals. The last time they played here in 2022, Sinner and Alcaraz produced 5 hours and 15 minutes of scintillating action that changed tennis forever. What will happen this time? And that is now the scheduled start of play here at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. On Arthur Ashe, preceding the women's singles final, is the men's doubles. Brits Joe Salisbury/Neil Skupski 6 are facing Marcel Granollers/Horacio Zeballos 5. We will of course bring you key updates from that clash. US Open 2025 Final Showdown, Anisimova versus Sabalenka. New York City. Arthur Ashe Stadium is buzzing with electricity. The air hums with excitement, expectant, charged. After two jaw-dropping semifinal epics, the stage is set for a grand duel. Amanda Anisimova, the spirited underdog, versus Aryna Sabalenka, the reigning champion and WTA world number 1. A tale of two paths, power versus resilience. Sabalenka, at 27 and seeded number 1, carries with her a storm of momentum. She's looking to etch her name in history as the first woman since Serena Williams to win back-to-back US Open titles. Her journey here: a hard-fought 4-6, 6-3, 6-4 victory over Jessica Pegula in the semis. Another rematch of the 2024 final, under a closed roof in Queens. Reuters. US Open. +1. NDTV Sports. She stands at 99 Grand Slam match wins and brings a blend of raw power, precision, and experience unmatched in this draw. US Open. +1. Anisimova, 24, is the comeback kid turned contender. Once ranked outside the top 350 due to burnout and a mental health hiatus, she's now seeded number 8 and thriving. Her path was a roller coaster. First, she dismantled Iga Swiatek in the quarters, avenging that infamous 6-0 loss at Wimbledon. The Guardian. +1. People.com. Then, in a nearly 3-hour thriller that ended after midnight, she edged out Naomi Osaka 6-7-4, 7-6-3, 6-3. AP News. Reuters. NDTV Sports. It was raw, fearless, nerve-wracking brilliance, emerging from the rubble of her past to claim a shot at glory. They're head-to-head. Anisimova leads 6-3, partly thanks to that Wimbledon semi-upset. AP News. US Open. Al Jazeera. But Sabalenka has the hard-court pedigree and the ticking Grand Slam clock to sharpen her hunger. The stakes beyond a trophy. Sabalenka is chasing a major milestone, the first woman since Serena Williams, 2012-14, to defend her US Open crown. AP News. Reuters. US Open. The Express Tribune. This is her third Grand Slam final of 2025, having lost at the Australian Open and French Open. So it's not just about defense, but redemption. AP News. Reuters. US Open. Anisimova is chasing her first Grand Slam title. Her journey is emotional, poignant, deeply human. She described reaching the final as a dream come true, particularly after the depth of her struggles. Outlook India. AP News. Even more than a shot at the title, it's a testament to resilience and self-belief. How to watch the drama unfold. Catch the final Saturday, September 6th, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 2000 hours Greenwich Mean Time. New York Post. Al Jazeera. US Open. Depending on your region, platforms like ESPN, Sky Sports, or free trials via DirecTV are your tickets in. New York Post. SF Gate. For many, this is more than a match. It's the culmination of a season's worth of storylines. Why this final feels electric? It's power against poise. Sabalenka's relentless ground strokes versus Anisimova's fearless comeback artistry. It's a narrative of redemption. Sabalenka seeking to validate her season, Anisimova reclaiming joy and purpose. It's a contrast in experience. A world number 1 at her peak versus a spark of youthful resurgence. Final reflections. As the sun begins to dip over Flushing Meadows, two warriors prepare to collide. Will Sabalenka harness her experience to defend her throne? Or will Anisimova's improbable surge become legend? The scoreboard will tell one story, with history, heartbreak, and heroism woven into every rally. Settle in. This final isn't just about tennis. It's about reclaiming power, chasing dreams, and writing your comeback.